Hi, everyone. I'm Anika Ray. I'm a spiritual intuitive teacher, coach, and mentor. And these are the intuitive and channeled messages that I'm sharing with you. I specialize, though, in spiritual guidance and in really soul to soul connection. So take what resonates with you and just know that these are more of spiritually guided messages. The part one will be just me channeling intuitively what I'm receiving for us collectively. And this is timeless, so you can use this guidance at any point that you come across this video. And part two will be us grounding it with some oracle and tarot cards as our psychic tools. So let's jump right into the reading. So as you may have noticed, this energy around you may feel quite unstable as there are so many things that are thrown into the collective. At least this is what I am getting from the guides. When I say thrown in, I mean these different ideas, concepts, energies. It just feels very chaotic in the world. It may feel very chaotic around you. There's a lot of instability fueled by human, right, perceptions. And the goal here is for you to stay grounded and open to your inner guidance. That there is an opportunity for you to really awaken deeper to your gifts, spiritual gifts, and that inner guidance or discernment. This discernment is so important for you to foster, at least in this time in human history, because it has been neglected. Other times when I say discernment, this is that inner knowing. So you touching upon your intuition, really communicating with yourself on that inner level. There's also for a lot of you opportunities in the career realm or changing careers, and this is what I'm sensing, that are driven again by that inner voice. Maybe you have been on a career path, that has not been completely clear to you, or maybe not even something that resonates with you anymore. This change is pulling you in a direction where your soul and your higher self, right, that inner voice is guiding you, but where your soul and your higher self really feel at home. For a lot of you, this is humanitarian work, volunteer work, or any kind of charity work, right? Working on a global scale and helping the planet and helping humanity come to more light and love. For some of you, it is about steering you into becoming a healer. And if you already are, it is opening you up to your own material. A lot of you are supposed to get your own material and teach and heal through what you already know on a soul level, and that's coming into the forefront for you. Again, this is a possibility. You don't have to take it if you don't want to. And for a lot of you, it is about innovation, creation, creativity. Some of you may be artists or musicians, or at least, this is something that's showing up for you on a soul level as a possibility. Some of you are actually using spiritual art, which is kind of beautiful. Maybe you are a creator of some, I see like what the images they're giving me is, right, maybe you are a healer or a creator, of like tarot cards, oracle cards, even creating books, some of you children's books, right? So all of that is to put you on a path of your spiritual purpose and your soul's purposes. And if you're wondering if this is practical enough, or maybe you have been following just a practical aspect and just, doing jobs and all of that, don't worry about that. It doesn't matter if you keep your day job and you do this on the side and you develop it at the same time. The quest here is that your soul is wanting you to express, where it feels at home, where it feels like your higher self, right? Your soul is at home and aligned with soul's purposes. And also the third topic that I'm seeing here is for a lot of you, the challenges of relationships and relating in this, society, if you will, in this matrix, if you will. And honestly, like if this is the case for you, where you're having trouble relating or maybe finding people that share the same views as you do, sometimes it is not about the connection on all levels. Sometimes there is a heart-centered connection, meaning these people and you have connections, right, on certain level, but not on other levels. So I think this has been coming out in the last year, or when I did readings, where maybe we're isolating from people that we don't necessarily trust because they have different views and opinions, and maybe we resonate with them, but just on certain levels, but not on all levels. And again, this is just a suggestion from your guides to not isolate yourself, to open up to people, even if they have different views or opinions, but you have commonalities in other areas of life. For a lot of you, this could be coworkers, right? Where you're just hanging out outside of work, but maybe they don't care about spirituality or new age and you kind of do. So you're opening this, maybe you're sharing your views about that to them. Or maybe they are sharing some views. In other words, this is the construct we have signed up to be in a world with people that are honestly different than us. They don't have to become our best friends, but there is this commonality and heart-centered connection through that idea of humanness. And, again, this, how you relate is not to isolate from people that completely don't share your own opinions, but to really allow them into your space to the levels where you find some common language. It may open up your horizons, and you certainly can open up their horizons if they're willing to listen to that. Which brings us to also opening your heart more. And some of you maybe have closed your hearts to relationships and to love. This is what's coming through the reading. And if you have not, maybe you have closed your hearts to partners that you may feel like are outside of your league. And that's what I'm hearing. Like maybe somebody that's not attainable to you. Maybe you feel like they're maybe living somewhere else, or maybe it's even people that are living a totally different, lifestyles. And, there is this space where just opening your heart to love and opening your heart to possibilities and lessons is good enough. It feels good. So even if you feel like, oh, how am I going to make it work with this person? There is something there for you if you open your heart. Now, nobody's saying go into full-blown relationships with these people if this is not practically possible, but just opening the heart and kind of connecting and exploring and seeing, where that can lead you, like feeling within yourself. And the heart opening is more important. Of course, all the practical aspects, if they don't work, obviously be discerning and not pursuing the relationship, but just to know within yourself, right? The more your heart becomes open, the more you're allowing the love to radiate within your heart, to attract other people, and to honor, right, just a connection. Sometimes we just connect with people to sort of see what we need to learn about ourselves or where we are. We don't necessarily pursue the relationships with them, but we open the heart to feel the connection. And I know that can be devastating, because then if you feel a connection, you can't explore it. But on a spiritual level, if you can look at it from a space of, I know now what my heart feels and how it feels to be open, but it's not doable with this person on a human level, that soul-to-soul connection opens you up to really know what that looks like, and opens it up for a person that's really aligned for you to then come into your space. So that's ultimately what's coming up from, intuitive messages, I am going to bring out some out there little frequencies. Now, this is for people that are very much aligned with these numbers and frequencies. If you are a starseed, this may resonate with you. By starseed, I mean a person that connects to the, realities beyond the earth and, star beings. But either way, these numbers are very grounding. They can be very opening. They can be angel numbers. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm seeing first is the 111 frequency, the 3 ones I'm seeing as the new beginnings, right? The frequency of new beginnings, the frequency of also starting a project, using these numbers and calling them when you're wanting a new beginning. It's very powerful. You can either write them down, imagine them in your mind's eye, meditate with them. Also, I'm seeing 3314. Those are the numbers that are showing me. If we add that numerologically, right, that's 6, 7, and 4, that's an 11. So master number 11. 3314 is a frequency that is opens really, it's a master number. It could also mean karmic, like finishing up things, like calling in, right, for completion of projects. What you have beginning and then you have completion, even though number 9, but number 11 is like a master number. It carries that. It also is the number of duality, polarity, so closing karmic cycles. If anything is repetitive, if anything is something you are trying to let go, imagine this number, meditate with it, imagine it in your mind's eye. All of these are very much, legitimate things. And again, I'm seeing the number 999. So use that in coherence with this one. 999, completion of projects, but also completion of cycles. For a lot of you, there is this completion of cycles, completion of, letting go of things in the past, things the way that you used to do things, the way that, you have done it many lifetimes. Maybe it's something like an approach to yourself, an approach to, a career path, an approach to relationships. Use these numbers as you're trying to really let these things go in the past. And then I'm also seeing the number 333, right? The number of unity consciousness. If you are in that space where you're really wanting to open your heart and take the guidance that was given to us by, angels, ascended masters, and spirit guides that came through this reading, take that number 333, opening your heart, unity consciousness, really using that to open your intuition as well. Imagine it in your mind's eye, meditate with it, imagine it within your heart space, imagine it if you are very spiritual and you know how to work with chakras, imagine it on top of your crown chakra, that's right just a little bit above your head. So utilize all of these frequencies, the colors, if you are into meditating with colors, again, beaming the colors, seeing the colors, pink and green as the color of the heart chakra, surrounding yourself with this beam of light, meditating with it, imagining it surrounding you, imagining it going into your heart as a part of, right, opening your heart space. If you're wondering, the archangels that are showing up here in this reading are Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Jophiel, and Archangel Raphael. You can look these archangels up and really, see their meaning and their protection. Some of them are really protecting you. Some of them are really teaching you, for some of you, right? And some are really there to just guide you when you need them. It is more about opening that heart space. I'm also getting a lot of presence of Mother Mary energy. That is one of my ascended masters, so that could be why. But I'm also seeing Lady Nada, These are Ascended Masters. Mother Mary, Lady Nada, if you're resonated. I also see the female opposite of Buddha. So just like, again, these are just intuitive messages. If you know more about these deities and Ascended Masters, forgive me, because again, I'm also a teacher, but also a student of this. But the message that they really want to relate to you is that you are capable of all of these changes. If you're making changes in your life and you're really trying to do what resonates with you, right, to really take that into consideration, you're capable of it. Another one that I'm seeing is Goddess Isis, which is, again, representation of Mother Mary. So all of these things that you're trying to change, you're capable of it, and you're capable of doing it in your own time and place. Do not rush these changes, and really stay coherent with your heart. Listen to your heart, because it's guiding you into the right direction. And they're saying that, beloved, you have all that it takes, right? You don't need anything additional. You are enough. And so I'm going to leave it here, and then I'm going to jump into the part 2. If you're drawn to tarot and oracle cards, then stay with this part and jump into for the next part. If not, I'm sending you lots of love and light. Please, if you want to share this video, like, subscribe, so that you can get notifications when I post the readings. I promise I will be more consistent. And again, I will see you in the next part, or I will see you next time. All right, welcome to the second part of this video, right? We're going to ground this a little bit with the tarot and oracle cards. I've been asked to pull 4 tarot cards and to pull some oracle, lots of oracle cards. And I'm doing it from the William Blake Tarot. So we're getting women and the painting. There's also an explanation for that. I'm going to give you the intuitive. Let's first pull the cards, because that will make a difference. Creativity. A lot of creativity here. Reversals. An angel of painting, the muse. Okay, so let's start with what I'm getting, right? I'm going to interpret this intuitively, but if you are interested, the William Blake has its own tarot explanation. I rely on intuition, because we're going to call in the guides and the angels and Ascended Masters into this reading. And the first thing that I am getting with this woman of painting is really the blueprint, right, of your life. And that at some point, maybe you had a certain blueprint for yourself, and there were some sort of like limitations based on expectations, whether there were your expectations or expectations of society, that this blueprint that you've had is sort of changing. So maybe there is a transformation that's going on with you on it internally. This is also pointing me to you manifesting and opening up to your manifesting power, right? Creating like vision boards for yourself, sort of really trying to manifest and unchange this blueprint, which kind of goes in, with that first part of the reading, right? Where there's something here that it doesn't resonate with you, and you're really trying to change that. The 3 of poetry, right? And this is creativity. So I'm going to interpret this as the 3 of poetry. And let me just look into here so that we have a better understanding of what these are, right? Like poetry, I believe, is the earth, right? So this would be the 3 of poetry would be part of, right, 3 of Pentacles. Sorry, took me a little bit to get there. So this creativity really is about building blocks, That's what I'm getting. It's like as you're starting to get an idea of a new blueprint for yourself, you're creating this vision board, and then you're really trying to set goals for yourself. I don't know why I'm getting I know this is a pentacle card, so maybe there you are an earth sign, but I'm also getting an influx again of people that are cardinal signs, and I'm getting Aries. So I'm getting the fire sign energy. And I know that this is not a fire sign card, but either way, I'm getting the cardinal energy for setting these building blocks. However, there is this sort of like a reversal card, which is in order for you to get to this, right? As you are manifesting, building, creating goals, there needs to be some sort of removal of the old, getting really sort of understanding of how to not undo things, but how to transmute things. And transmute things from the past that are no longer serving you. And I think this is the major arcana here. And this is here. It says looking at the situation from a different perspective, brainstorming for the solution, turning things upside down, being unconventional, acceptance of losses, reversals. But for me, this really indicates this karmic cycles and letting go of what no longer serves you by looking at it from a different perspective, which is going to help you, right? How something served you in the past can help you really gain that perspective. It's almost like lesson learned. What have I learned from the past? What can I let go so that I can activate this new blueprint? And the graphic muse says also that there's this angel of painting. And I feel like this is you finding inspiration in the spiritual world, you finding inspiration through spirituality, through New Age. I see a lot of ritualistic things that you might be calling on. I'm going to say you're calling in on the inner goddess, but you're also calling in on the goddesses. I see a lot of, again, divine feminine presence. And I see this being activated within you. I see a lot of past lives that some of you may have lived as priestesses or goddesses in some way, where you are practicing spirituality, alchemy. I'm not saying it's all of you. This is not gender specific. I do see male and female energy, so take it as it resonates. But I feel like you are tuning into who you were and calling that aspect of yourself from the past lives, but you're also calling in on goddesses and priestesses from those lifetimes and as your guides. I see everything from like Celtic to, Egyptian. And so this is what I'm getting with the tarot cards. Now we're going to do the oracles, the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I really like this deck. So, I want us to utilize it, but this is what the decks I'm picking intuitively as well. And I'm being guided to pick 3 cards. Gratitude. I don't shuffle. I shuffle very gently. These cards' energy is alive. I know some people shuffle them very, very, energetically and very passionately, but I like gentleness, especially with the moon cards. The Path. Now we do have a book we can reference. I don't read reversals, and it says discernment. And that has come out in if you have followed the first part, discernment was a big part of this reading. Now I'm going to first honor these 3 cards intuitively, and then we're going to go in and gratitude, right? We're going to go in and talk about them. So This is the last quarter of the moon. If you believe in moon cycles, this could be something, right, that you honor in that last quarter of the moon. Now, I don't know if you can see, but these cards show me like holding hands. So this gratitude comes from you knowing that you're not alone. And what comes to me from this card intuitively is honoring the gratitude in a ways that you really feel it and sense it within your own being. Opening up to also feel gratitude from the universe for you. You are that perfect soul for, for your human self, but you're also learning so much in this lifetime. So honor and feel the gratitude in its fullness by, honoring, right, that presence of it in your being, honoring for things that you really are grateful for, and honoring things that the universe is also grateful to you. And the affirmation you can use, I joyfully turn my attention to what I'm grateful for, and be where you are and be thankful. There's always something to be grateful for, no matter your suffering. Gratitude raises a lower vibration to a higher one. Do not allow yourself to be surrounded by too many negative people. Life is conspiring for you. So this is something from this book. If you want to accompany this with a stone, it's ocean jasper that it's being suggested here. So, right, honor it with your full being. Now, this gratitude, I feel, opens the path to you. And this is waxing crescent. And it's interesting how on this oracle card, it shows the staircase into the other side. So this path is, you're opening the path, but a path is already there in a fifth dimensional way. So you do have guides and angels that are helping you, right, open the path. And there is this alignment that you're really looking for. Now, this person on this card is awaiting. So if you are awaiting for something to open that path, know that it could be that you want to open that path up with guidance. Maybe it is emotional healing for you, considering the moon. But whatever it is, the path is already there and open for you. And utilize discernment, which is this next final card. Discernment is what can truly help you know what this path can be amplified with. What do you need to step fully on your path? What do you need to activate more things? What do you need when it comes to this path? Now, let me just briefly read. What it says is, the way is open for you. The path is illuminated. Begin the journey now. Respond and take action. We must be courageous and move forward. You can say the affirmation, I'm open and responsive to the opening of the way. And the stone is pyrite. So use that. And then the discernment card, which they're very, very close. This is the waxing gibbons. Take care in your choices now. Look carefully and judge wisely. There may have been something difficult to see, something that has been obscured, but now it has been revealed to you. Examine it closely. The affirmation you can use is, I take my time to be accurate and precise in my discernment. And the stone that you can use is yellow jasper. However, I do feel like these two cards are connected. Gratitude opens the path. Discernment helps you, right, to know what that path, what you need for yourself to step fully onto your path. And then I'm guided to also do the numerology and pull from the numerology deck. And oracles offer us some numerological. Well, I know in the first part, if you listened, I did offer some frequencies, but for some reason, I'm just going to offer you some more. And right away, it comes number 19. And this is about pride. So the ego, number 19, again, adds to 1. And if you listen to the first part, we did have angelic frequency of 111. Number 19 opens, right? First of all, it is the root chakra here, really showing the red. So if you're open to chakras, this could be a root chakra issue. So what is stopping you on your path could be the egoic things that are connected to your ego and pride. But I also sense that this is not just your ego and pride. This is really coming from ancestral patterns. I know I'm throwing that out there intuitively. If you're drawn to this guidance, take it. If it doesn't resonate, please don't. But I feel like a lot of times what is necessary for your ancestral lines, or has been, is the idea of having pride in yourself and doing something that offers you pride and validation from other people, where other people's permission and validation means a lot to you. That doesn't mean it's true, but it really is anchored into your ancestral lines, and it may be something that is ingrained subconsciously. So this is something you may want to acknowledge, work on, see where it leads you. And I'm also guided to open the mudras, which is, if you're into the mudras, these are hands positions that open you up to energy and information and reassurance, which is wonderful because here it is. This is the mudra. This is the hands position, by the way, for me to show you really holding yourself. And if you want, this mudras are from the Awakening Allison de Nicholas mudra deck. And this is what's going to help you overcome this sort of pride, ego, whatever was showing up from the ancestral patterns, that you need that reassurance from others. Now you can seek it on your own. Shankha mudra is the name of this mudra. So this is really what I am receiving here. Again, what's coming from the guides is you're supported and loved. I want to send you lots of love and light. I hope that this resonated with you. If it did, great. If it didn't, then that's okay too. But if it did, please share, like, subscribe, and I will see you in next time. Love and light.